She's the woman who turned Teen Vogue into revolution and made authenticity a leadership strategy. Elaine Welteroth didn't just break the rules of media, she rewrote them with elegance and empathy. My name is Natasha, founder of Woman Up TV and SheRanks Academy, where we decode the playbooks of powerful women who build influence with purpose. If you're ready to learn how culture and confidence build careers, hit subscribe because today we're studying Elaine Welteroth. Growing biracial, Elaine lived between two worlds. That duality became her superpower, giving her the perspective to lead from empathy and edge. When she took over Teen Vogue, she didn't just make it cooler, she made it conscious. Fashion met feminism, beauty met activism, and the next generation met their voice. She's been called many things: journalist, trailblazer, author, TV host, fashion icon, but what she truly is a cultural architect. Elaine Welteroth grew up in California, the daughter of an African American mother and a white father. Her mixed race identity exposed her to both the privilege and the pain of existing between worlds. And instead of conforming to one, she decided to build her own, a world where identity wasn't a box to check, but a lens to lead from. That intersection, that intersectionality became her superpower. It informed how she told stories, built teams, fought for representation across every space she entered. Her early days at Ebony and Glamour gave her front row seat to an industry obsessed with image but allergic to inclusion. She didn't try to blend in, she strategized her difference. When Elaine joined Teen Vogue as beauty director in 2012, the publication was still heavily focused on makeup trends and celebrity crushes. By the time she became editor in chief in 2017, the magazine had transformed into a politically conscious, culturally relevant, youth driven movement. She reimagined what teen media could be, a platform where fashion met feminism and beauty met activism. Under her leadership, Teen Vogue covered the 2016 election, racial injustice, climate change, and gender identity, topics rarely seen in youth publications at the time. She turned an entertainment magazine into a manifesto for a generation, and in doing so, she redefined what power looked like in media leadership. The strategy, um, Elaine's transformation of Teen Vogue was not accidental; it was architectural. She applied brand psychology to journalism, understanding that readers want more than aesthetics, they want alignment. Her leadership philosophy revolved around three pillars. Representation is revolution. She didn't just diversify content, she diversified the decision making table. Purpose is new prestige. She believed that cultural credibility outlasts commercial clicks. Authenticity is a brand advantage. She made being real the most powerful form of PR. Elaine turned identity into influence and storytelling into strategy. In 2017, at just 29 years old, she became Condé Nast's youngest editor in chief ever, and only the second black woman in the company's 100-year history to hold that title. Her appointment wasn't just symbolic; it was seismic. But like many pioneers, she soon discovered that being the first often means being alone. The expectations were heavy, the resistance was real, yet instead of shrinking, she evolved. She left Condé Nast not in defeat, but in defiance, determined to build freer. After leaving Teen Vogue, Elaine pivoted into authorship and television, extending her influence beyond print. Her memoir, More Than Enough, claiming space for who you are, no matter what they say. She became a national bestseller, a manifesto for anyone who's ever felt unseen, underestimated, or out of place. Her writing wasn't self help, it was self honoring. She translated her experience into a framework well self worth and leadership, a guide for women navigating spaces that were built for them. Her message is consistent. You are not too much, you are more than enough. That affirmation became both her brand and her belief system. Elaine Welteroth power lies in her ability to merge cultural sensitivity with business sophistication. She doesn't just participate in culture, she designed it. Whether she's interviewing President Obama, mentoring young creatives, or serving as a judge on Project Runway, her presence carries purpose. She's a master at translating complex social narrative into relatable language that inspires change. Her influence transcends industry, fashion, media, television activism because she plays the long game of cultural impact, not internet clout. Elaine's success isn't luck. It's rooted in emotional intelligence. She leads through empathy, the ability to feel seen and make others feel seen. She understands the psychology of aspiration. That representation isn't about vanity, it's about validation. And she wields visibility like strategy, not to feed ego, but to expand the narrative of what's possible for women who look like her. So the pros and cons of Elaine the model is purpose-driven leadership with tangible social impact, strong brand rooted in authenticity and advocacy, versatile presence across industry like media, TV, authorship, deep resonance with multicultural audiences. However, there is a slow scalability. Her influence is personality driven, vulnerable to overextension due to cross industry commitments. Idealistic tone can alienate ultra corporate partners, yet that's the trade off of integrity. Her message isn't built for everyone, it's built for those ready to rise. So, five strategic lessons for Elaine Welteroth. Leadership is storytelling. People don't follow position, they follow purpose. Um, your brand becomes powerful when it reflects your principles. Don't just show up. Stand for something. Every bold voice shapes the next generation normal. Knowing your worth is the foundation of every negotiation. Elaine Welteroth is proof that leadership doesn't require assimilation. It requires audacity. She shattered ceilings not by becoming who the system wanted her to be, but by being um, who she already was. She was more than a journalist or an influencer. She is a blueprint for women who refuse to shrink for success. Her journey reminds us that true influence is not measured by titles or followers. It's measured by the rooms you make safer for others to enter. Let me read that again. Her journey reminds us that true influence is not measured by titles or followers. It's measured by the rooms you make safer for others to enter. Elaine Welteroth didn't just break barriers, she built bridges between art and activism, between media and meaning, between visibility and value. Her career is a masterclass in becoming the story you once needed to read. She reminds us that most powerful kind of leadership isn't loud, it's luminous. So the takeaway for your journey is the following. Stop apologizing for ambition. Make decisions like a $1 million woman before you become one. Know that boundaries are wealth best friends. Write these down, frame them, and leave them. Elaine's legacy isn't about being the youngest or the first, it's about ensuring she's never the last. If you're building a brand that stands for something, subscribe to Woman Up TV and make sure to consider listening to the Woman Up podcast for leadership insights. Join SheRanks Academy to learn how to turn purpose into power. And follow my $1.5 million challenge become because leadership isn't theory, it's practice. I'm Natasha, and this was Elaine Welteroth, the cultural architect who redefined success on her own terms. Until then, woman up.